Okay, so Love is Blind, y'all are not gonna beat the allegations of y'all playing in people's faces, not vetting these people properly, and letting any old body on this show for the sake of views. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christiana Faith, and today we are talking about Love is Blind DC Season 7, Episode 9. I'm really enjoying these recaps and reviews. I hope you guys are too, but Episode 9 starts off with Taylor and Garrett, and so far, child, they are our only hope of a couple that will make it all the way to the altar and say yes, and they might have a successful marriage. And we get to see Tyler and Ashley talking about having kids, child, and they're talking about the number of kids, and Tyler has the audacity, the nerve to be like 7 kids, 3 kids, 2.5 kids. I'm like, Tyler, the kids that you're referring to, I hope you're including the kids that you do have already into this number. Or like, did you really leave them? Did you really abandon your kids, Tyler? And you're really acting like they don't exist, as if they're not gonna see this and they're old enough to like understand daddy isn't there, daddy didn't come home, daddy went to get milk and never came back. If the truth really is that Tyler is a sperm donor, which I highly doubt it, then I guess we might all owe him an apology. But if it comes out that child, he really left his kids to go on the show, is gonna act like he not a daddy no more, but he want to be a daddy again with somebody else, that's crazy. Moving on to Hannah and Nick. Oh my gosh, they're so freaking annoying. Hannah is supposed to be cooking and Nick is looking for pasta in the refrigerator, and child, he doesn't know how to cook pasta. And my thing with Nick, I'm just like, bro, you can totally live at home. That is okay. That is fine at 28 years old. Listen, I'm not judging. I'm 27 and I'm just about to move out right now. Okay, so listen, if you got a family that's willing to support you right now during, these hard times, go for it. But you should still be self-sufficient and be able to do certain things and have a certain level of independence, especially if you're trying to be somebody's husband. That's just my 2 cents on it. Oh, and this is the dinner for when Nick meets Hannah's brother. And this meeting said a lot about Hannah. And Hannah, girl, you are also never going to beat the mean girl allegations, because this meeting was just very interesting. And then they have this awkward conversation about how Nick has to do the laundry and stuff like that. And then Hannah's like, yeah, and then he just takes all of the laundry and just puts it on my bed. And then he was like, well, yeah, that's what you do like when you're unemployed. And I was like, oh my Lord, I forgot Hannah's unemployed, child. So yeah, when Nick said that, my jaw was on the floor, but I was like, yes, fight back, because this girl is always taking jabs at him. And she was butthurt when he said that. She was basically like, why would you say that? And he's like, oh, so you can make jokes and I can't? And I was like, yeah, Hannah, you could dish it, but you can't take it. And then she says, you're just upset that I make more money than you. And I'm just like, but girl, aren't you unemployed? So I'm just like, I don't know. These two, they just go back and forth with each other. It's a weird competition on Hannah's part. I truly do not think Nick cares at all. And that's also a problem too. But Hannah wants to be in competition with Nick so bad. And I'm just like, for what? Just don't be with this man. It's okay. And then the brother and Nick get some free time together because Hannah, removes herself from the situation. And the brother was like, she does have a way with words. And like when we were kids, she used to say stuff that would hurt my feelings. And I'm like, okay, Hannah, clearly this is a you problem. You're a mean girl. And Nick actually did admit that when Hannah says certain things and she just keeps jabbing at him, that it kind of does hurt his feelings a little bit. Like he's like, damn, like I get it, but like how much more can a guy take? And I'm like, I'm kind of glad that he admitted that on camera, because it easily could have been like something that was like, oh, it wasn't like that, it was misconstrued. But I'm like, no, this girl is literally a bully, okay? Like she does not like this man. And she's a mean girl. She's a mean girl. Child, we gotta talk about Marissa and Ramses meeting Marissa's mom. I'm just like, girl, you couldn't tell your mom off camera to be a little bit more nicer and polite, or just don't come because the internet is gonna roast you. Marissa's mom, like the way she was portrayed on the show, horrifying. Horrible behavior. The few notes that I wrote down about Marissa's mom was that she's controlling, she's rude, she's harsh. She told the man to his face that she don't like his little dangly braids, his style is off. A big thing that came up with Marissa's mom was finances, because she raised 4 kids by herself after she was divorced, and they were poor, according to her, like really, really poor. So she really wanted to make sure that Ramses is not going to be with Marissa for her money, especially when she becomes a lawyer and she makes even more money. And she wanted to really make sure that Ramses was able to pull his own weight and have his own career, especially for when Marissa and him decide to have children and she'll want to stay home to raise the kids. Now, that is a legit concern that you should bring up to someone. It's how you bring it up, and Marissa's mom went about it in such like a terrible way. It came across as like, you better make sure you get it the F together, or I will be in your house taking care of your kids and you don't want me there, okay? Because we need to make sure you're not using her for her money. She deserves this, she deserves that. Like, I'm not having that. I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom, why are you talking to him like that? And then Marissa's mom, she brings up getting a prenup, which Ramses, of course, is like, sure, yeah, no problem. I'm just like, once again, mom is so pushy. This mom reminds me of the mom from last season. I forgot her name, but I'm gonna put her up there. But I remember last season, she was roasted real bad. She done called that man uneducated and everything because he didn't go to college. And my first thought was, I know that you knew that your mama was like this and had these beliefs, and you brought her on a platform like this to spew those beliefs, girl. And basically the dinner ended with Ramses asking for the mom's blessing, and the mom is just like, I can't give you my blessing because I don't believe in forever. I'm just like, what? So the next couple to meet the parents is Nick meeting Hannah's parents. And the only thing that I will say is that they are so fake and phony in front of each other's parents. They act like a completely different couple, y'all. They act like everything is so cool, so clean, so copacetic. And I'm like, y'all are just some fakey fakers. One thing I will say about Hannah's parents is that they told her that she needs to chill out. And I'm like, okay, if her own parents are telling her to chill out, then girl, you probably need to like actually chill out, okay? Clearly this is something that your parents are noticing in this short meeting with you and Nikki D, and it's very telling. It looked a little awkward. Once again, like her mom was like, why are you just sitting here like this? Like, you know, calm down. Nick is like, you know, over here chill. He's not pressed about the situation. And you're just over here like so stressed, like have fun. Calm down, make the right decision. And you know, just try not to nitpick on him all the time, Hannah. And I'm like, you know, that was some sound advice from her parents. So I really like that. Ugh. Tim went to Alex's house, and her house was nasty, y'all. I was just like, girl, so you knew these people was coming into your home with all of these big braggadocious cameras, and this is how you left your establishment? Now, Ramses, I have been defending you. I have been defending you this whole time, and you got me effed up. This is where you had me lost in the sauce, Ramses. Marissa and Ramses have this whole conversation about condoms because Marissa wants to have kids sooner than Ramses does. But Marissa was like, I do not want to get on birth control. And Ramses is like, oh, okay, sure. But I also do not want to have kids during this time frame. Like, I want us to have kids. I think he said like 5 years or something like that. So Marissa's like, okay, well, we can wait that long. But if I'm not going to be on birth control, then we are going to have to use condoms. And Ramses heard the word condoms and his brain exploded, child. Ramses was just like, condom sex is not good. It don't feel good. And I'm just like, Ramses, if 1 + 1 = 2, what you finna do? She said she's not getting on birth control. You said okay to no birth control. The only other option to prevent you from having kids outside of abstinence is using condoms. So what are you gonna do? That response was very, very weird. I always find it strange when men or women are like, oh, I don't want to have kids anytime soon, but they don't take the proper precautions to not have kids anytime soon, which is the main one, condoms or birth control. But you guys agreed on the no birth control. What do you think is gonna happen, Ramses? Now we got the military situation, and now we got the condom situation. And then y'all, we get to the moment we've all been waiting for. Tyler finally tells Ashley about his sperm donor endeavors. So during this conversation, some key things that I noticed is that this is 2 weeks before the wedding. So Tyler waited to tell Ashley about these kids 2 weeks before the wedding. She did mention that she should have known about this before saying yes, and I totally agree. And I feel like anybody that is saying like, oh no, I totally understand why he waited, that is so weird. That is so freaking weird. You should never wait until after you propose to someone and give them this information, something so freaking important. That's weird, and I'm side-eyeing anybody that's even justifying that kind of behavior, because no, unacceptable. It is so easy just to open your mouth and be like, oh, I was a sperm donor and I'm uninvolved. That's so simple to say. Give someone a chance to be like, oh, okay, cool, or no thank you, I would not want to be a part of that situation. My thing is that I think he is 100% lying about this situation, and that's why he withheld the truth for so long. But I digress. And Ashley is like, oh, what is the gender? And he's like, 2 girls and 1 boy. And I'm like, oh, Tyler is not beating the allegations, y'all. He's not beating the allegations, because we already know the tea. We already know the tea. And he keeps saying that he's not involved in these kids' lives. So y'all, now he is officially on camera saying he is not involved with these kids at all, and he was just helping out a friend. At this point, he needs to be committed to somewhere, because if this is all a lie and he is really dragging it with this lie to this degree, you need help, sir. And Ashley is like, she's not mad about the sperm donor situation. She's just mad that she didn't know the full picture before he proposed, and of course this far into the engagement. And he's begging her, he is asking her for another chance. He's like, oh, we can make this work. And then she hugs him and he's like, oh, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. And I'm just like, Ashley, what? I'm trying to withhold a lot of judgment about Ashley, but based off of what I'm seeing on the show so far, is that Ashley is going to say yes. She is going to stay with this man, and in this moment, I think she held her composure really well. But you know, outside of that, I really think she's gonna stay with him. Comment down below what you think Ashley is gonna do based on the show, because if you guys go on Ashley's social media, and if you keep up with the tea on TikTok, especially if you follow Storytime with Ricky, then you've probably already seen some spoilers and some stuff like that. But I'm just like, Ashley, girl, oh my gosh. All I'm gonna say is that there is certain women you just can't defend, and you just gotta let them do what they gotta do. That's all I'm gonna say. And that is where episode 9 ends. So comment down below what you think about season 7 so far, episode 9. I'm just really curious to see what is going to happen with these couples, because so far I only see Taylor and Garrett saying yes. At first, I thought it was going to be Marissa and Ramses, but based on the preview, I don't even have faith in Marissa and Ramses so far. Like, this was a hot mess. The whole cast, they could have kept this season. Like, it's good for entertainment purposes, but I'm just like, for what the show was supposed to be, it was not given at all. Like, comment down below your thoughts. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next batch of videos. And I'll see you guys then. Bye.